So today we're going to make another one of our versatile mince dishes, and we're going to make cottage pie with cabbage and potato cheese topping. Now this is a dish which is made in two parts. We need to make a mince sauce for the underneath of the cottage pie, but we also need to make the topping. So our ingredients for the topping are 1.5 pounds or 675 grams of peeled and quartered potatoes. Make sure they're all about the same size because then they'll cook evenly. We also have 50 grams of cabbage shredded, and we also have 50 grams of cheese grated, and that's about 2 ounces. The final ingredient for our topping is a knob of butter or margarine. To make the mince, we have to have 450 grams of lean steak mince, or about a pound. We need 300 ml of beef stock. We need 1 tablespoon of Worcester sauce, 1 tablespoon of tomato puree, 2 tablespoons of plain flour, 1 medium onion finely chopped, and 2 carrots peeled and finely chopped. So the first thing we need to do in making our cottage pie is get the topping ready. We need to boil the potatoes for about 20 minutes in salted water till they're tender. 5 minutes before they're ready, you want to add in the cabbage, so after about 15 minutes. I already have some potatoes here which I've been boiling. I'm going to add the cabbage into them now. So we'll let the cabbage cook with the potatoes for about 5 minutes, and once they're done, we'll drain them and mash them with our knob of butter or margarine and half of our quantity of cheese, which is about 25 grams or 1 ounce. So our cabbage and potatoes are ready now. I'm going to move them to the side and get them drained. And I'll now move on with the mince sauce. Heat a heavy-based frying pan and bring it up to heat. You don't need to use any oil in this recipe because there's enough natural fat in the mince. So once that comes up to heat, we're going to dry fry the mince, along with our onions and our carrots. What you want is all the meat to start to be sealed on the outside and start to brown. And once that's done, you can then add in the next ingredients. So our mince has had 3 to 4 minutes here to brown, and it's now ready to add all our other ingredients. However, if you wanted to just make plain mince and tatties, this is the mixture you would use. You can add in some stock to this and maybe a few gravy granules to thicken it up, but there you have mince and potatoes. So to this mixture, I'm going to add a tablespoon of Worcester sauce, a tablespoon of tomato puree, and 2 tablespoons of flour. The flour helps the sauce thicken, and it also stops you having any fat sitting on the top of the sauce because it soaks up all the extra fat. Just make sure that's mixed thoroughly. And then gradually add the stock. Mix again, ensuring all the ingredients are evenly distributed through the sauce. You then want to bring this mixture to the boil and leave it boiling until the mixture reduces and the sauce thickens. For it to thicken, you really don't want to put a lid on it, because if you do, all the liquid won't evaporate away and it won't reduce. So this should take about 10 to 15 minutes. We now have all our component parts of our cottage pie ready, but before we assemble it, you should preheat the oven to 190 degrees Celsius, gas mark 5, or if you have a fan-assisted oven, reduce that temperature to 170 degrees. We have here our mint sauce, which we've cooked out and thickened, and we also have our mashed potato and cabbage, which we've drained, mashed with butter and half of our cheese. All you need for this recipe is a simple oven-proof dish to bake your cottage pie in the oven. Transfer your mince mixture to the dish. And spread it out in an even layer. Once you've done that, top it with your mashed potato, with the cabbage. And this you want to keep quite rough because all the rough edges will crisp up in the oven. There we go. Spread that out a little bit. But make sure you keep it fluffy looking and quite rough. There we are. Then all we have left to do is use our last 25 grams of cheese, sprinkle them over the top of the pie, the last thing to do is cover the pie with foil and keep it tight around the edges, and transfer to the oven for a total of 25 minutes. The first 10 minutes cook with the foil on, and then after that take the foil off and allow the potatoes to crisp up. Cook the pie in your preheated oven for about half an hour. Then take it out, remove the foil and cook it for a further 15 minutes for the potato to crisp up. So our cottage pie has been in the oven for a total of 25 minutes. Let's have a look at it. Remember to take the foil off for the last 15 minutes of cooking time. Because if you don't, your potato won't crisp up and go golden as it's done here. So there we have it. That's our cottage pie with cabbage and potato cheese topping.